Welcome back to another rapid fire breakdown with the P-Dub Nation. Hope everyone had a good Sunday because we did not. It was brutal. Got our dicks kicked in a little bit, but it's been a hot couple of weeks, and we're going to see if we can bounce back with some Monday Night Football. Scott, another crazy Sunday in the NFL, and obviously did not treat us well.
Yeah, it was a lot rough for us. A couple key things happened to us that hurt. The Niners, we really needed the Niners to win that game. We had a three-team round robin teaser, Niners to finish it off for the most part, and them losing that game and Moody getting hurt without a kicker and in the red zone going for it on 4th and 23, yada yada yada. No excuses. I do want to say that is sports betting, and that is the variance in sports betting that we cannot cap injuries. So.
Yep.
As much as I'm not going to make an excuse, that did hurt. That changed the game, the play calling. We had a rough day yesterday, but we bounced back today.
Definitely going to be bouncing back today. We're going to have a little bit of conversation about NFL Sunday for you guys, and then we'll go on into some of these baseball games and obviously these Saints versus the Chiefs tonight. The icing on the cake last night for our tough day. I mean, I got you guys know I'm a different handicap than Scott, so I don't bet all the same games as him. And even still, I got also individually got rinsed in the 1 o'clock slate. And then in the afternoon, I kind of had a little bit of a fuck it mentality. I was like, all right, I'm not going to bet anything straight the rest of the day. Just going to kind of put a couple units here on a little 4-piece. 4-piece was looking good, Scott. It was looking good. We had I'll put it up for you guys. The Padres, the Packers, and the Giants money line. That owes all 3-1. And with the Steelers game mid-motion, the cash out was as high as 10.5 grand late in the slate. And even on the fourth down, before the fourth down last night, it was a cash out of 8 grand. I didn't take it. I got greedy. Probably should have. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below. Are you cashing out on this ticket when you have 8 grand or before the fourth down or 10K before the drive? Are you letting it ride? I'm always a no cash out. The books offer it because it helps them long term. So I don't want to help the books. Sometimes you got to break the standard a little bit. I mean, just a brutal way to end a brutal Sunday, Scott.
Yeah, that's painful, man. I'm a no cash out guy as well, right? I mean, just like you said, it's there for a reason. It's in their favor, right? That's why they give you the option. That was not an option back in the day. That is a newer thing that they're offering. But when the money's there, right, it's tough to deny it. I mean, that's 10 grand off $650, right? Your fingertips, and you end up it's not the end of the world. You lost $650, but the opportunity to win that, the flip side, the amount of units, increasing bets, moving forward. So that's a little painful, Ben. I really don't know what I would have done in this situation. I want to think I might hit the cash out, but again, I'm like you, man. I'm pretty stubborn when it comes to that. I don't want to put myself in a position where the books are in favor long term. So tough one there for you, bud. I hate to see it.
Yeah, that was one of many crazy finishes yesterday, guys. How about the Ravens and the Bengals? I mean, this Bengals team, what is going on here? They are so close to being undefeated this season. It's not even funny. 1-score game with Washington, couldn't get a single stop. They blow the game against the Chiefs. They blow the game yesterday. I mean, turnovers late, both against the Chiefs and the Ravens. They don't fumble the ball or throw the interception yesterday. They're in a much different position. Same thing against the Patriots. They fumbled on the 1. So turnovers untimely. I mean, that was just one of the crazy finishes we had yesterday. The Giants with the block kick down the stretch. I mean, a lot went on yesterday. Crazy finishes in the NFL.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, how do the Bengals react from here, right? Like you said, they could be almost undefeated at this point in the season, and they're at where they're at.
Yep.
What games, what finishes? I do want to give you kudos, you guys. Ben hit another survivor pick. He hit the Giants on the money line as a winner. There's 246 people left in the Circus Survivor. Ben would be in the top position if he entered. We were in Vegas. We didn't make it over to Circa. We didn't get the entry in. So this is just for shits and giggles. But man, the guy would be in the best position possible.
Yeah, guys, haven't used any I don't know if you guys been tuning into the P-Dub report. If you guys I hope someone out there has been tailing these in a survivor pool. Now through 5 weeks, we opened up with Seattle, came with the Steelers, then the Panthers, then the Bears, and now the Giants. All the big name teams, the Niners, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Bengals, the Vikings, who are 5-0. Haven't used any of those teams yet. So that part feels good. As a handicapper, it's nice. Pat on the back. But yeah, definitely a stinger to not have an entry for that $14 million right now.
Oh my gosh. With the way the board is at 246 people left, I mean, it stings a little bit. I got to say, it stings a little bit for me to not have you in that tournament, but the opportunity to win that kind of cash. Wow. But anyways, kudos to you for hitting another incredible dog on the Survivor.
Make sure you guys tune into the Peter Report. Launched on Thursday. If you guys want to hear my Week 6 Survivor pick. And enough of the pouting about yesterday. We've had a really good NFL season. It was 12-0 the last 2 NFL Sundays. There was definitely some regression to be had. Sucks that it was with injury variance. We got some Monday Night Football. We got 2 MLB playoff games tied, turning back around here today, Scott. We got a couple of one-day game in baseball going on today, and it is arguably the best pitcher in baseball, Tariq Skubal, trying to even up the series here against the Cleveland Guardians. He's had a couple of starts in Cleveland the last 2 seasons. They won both of those starts, both quality starts. He allowed 2 runs in 13 innings in those outings. And Matthew Boyd going for the Guardians, he played a lot of seasons in Detroit. I believe it was 9 seasons in Detroit. So it's going to be a team that has a pretty good scouting report on them. What are your thoughts here? I know you're high on the Guardians to come out of the AL, which, by the way, you're in a pretty good position with the Padres stealing a game last night for your future there. What are your thoughts here on this one? Can the Guardians get it done against the best pitcher in baseball, or are we going to see an evened up series heading back to Detroit?
I mean, tough sledding here, right? I mean, Skubal, tough to think that you want to go and bet against him again. Guardians smacked Detroit in game 1. You got Boyd coming off injury. You don't know what to expect here. It's going to be a tough game. Probably a game I'm not going to wager on. If I had a lean and I want to go with the Guardians, that's my long-term future. But again, I'm not. Tariq is tough to bet against, so I'm probably going to lay off here. This is a tough game. Tigers minus 125. I don't know. It's just not. I don't think this one's for me. I'm going to bet the late game.
Yeah, I'm in a similar position as you. It's Guardians are above and beyond the better team, and obviously, it's pitchers who dictate. And if you guys ever need a better example of how pitchers dictate betting baseball, Guardians price game 1, 145, minus 150. And now the Tigers have flipped minus 130 favorites. They are giving Skubal 80 cents worth of value. That is how much pitchers are worth in the betting line in baseball. And the question is, when betting this, obviously the Guardians are the better team. Did the books adjust properly? Did they adjust too much for Skubal? Is 80 cents too much of a move? Or is it right amount? Or is it not enough? Is he even worth more than 80 cents? Is he supposed to be bigger? So that's kind of the game here with betting baseball. Are the books adjusting enough, too much, or just right for pitchers? I'm going to say it's just right. I mean, he has to be a favorite in this one. And obviously, Guardians with Boyd in the history there. I'm going to stay off as well. Tough game all around. For those of you guys who are betting it, wish you the best of luck. Could be an under game. I mean, Tigers bats did fall flat there in game 1. We'll see if Boyd can shut them down again as well.
You saw what he did against the Astros probably have a stronger lineup than the Guardians, and he shut them out in the wild card. It's just not a game I want to bet. I have no interest in betting it. What is the total? The total's sitting at 6.
Yeah,
6?
Low.
You seeing 6?
6 flat, yep.
Yeah, wow. That's a low number for an unknown with Boyd as well. Not touching that either. Not touching. I'm going to bet the late game. I'm definitely betting the late game. It's going to be a premium play. So I like one side in that game.
Yeah, late game guys, Royals and the Yankees. You got the lefty Rodon going for the Yanks. They took game 1 in that series. That was a back and forth shootout. It was just kind of one of the great baseball games we've had so far in this postseason. And we'll see what goes on here. Reagans, he had a really good start in his timeout against not against Houston, his timeout against Baltimore. And then as far as Rodon, history versus Kansas City, 2 starts this year, both terrific, both quality starts. Last year, though, he did have a start against the Royals where he gave up 8 runs without recording an out. And then Reagan some decent history against the Yankees. This one, we already told you we're going to have a premium play on this game, so I don't want to give away too much here. But going to be interested to see what Rodon looks like in his first playoff start with the Yanks. Big credit to Kansas City for getting to Garrett Cole. If you can get to Garrett Cole, you probably have a pretty good chance of getting to Rodon. We'll see if that continues tonight.
Yeah, Royals are a scrappy team. I mean, they're going to give Yankees the problem in this series. I know you lean Yankees to win the World Series, but I think this is going to be a tough series. And if the Royals can squeak one out today, you never know. You go back to Kansas City, anything can happen. Similar to what we're seeing in that Padres-Dodgers series. We got that future Guardians-Padres winning the series. I'll be at the game on Tuesday night. For game 3, we got Bueller against Michael King in that game. So looking forward to tomorrow's matchup in that game. It's going to be crazy. You guys, I don't know if you watched that Dodgers-Padres game last night, but Profar robbed that home run. Then the crowd throws the ball at Profar. Later in the game, after he gives the ball to a fan and they actually throw it at drama, you saw Tatis caught the crowd, rusting himself, dropping his nuts on him. Pretty funny stuff, but it's gonna be wild at Petco tomorrow.
Darvish had a great start last night. Big credit to all the outfield defense. I mean, Tatis stole a double from Freeman. Merrill, he almost robbed a home run. That was at the top of the wall. And then obviously Profar is the viral video. Big credit to that defense. Big credit to you, Darvish. He shut down the top of that Dodgers order, specifically Shohei and Mookie Betts. Padres, man, they're looking real. They're looking scary. And if I'm the Dodgers, I am terrified going into Petco this week.
I am too. And Bueller, I mean, Bueller's not the same Bueller anymore, right? And you got King, who had 12 strikeouts in the opening wild card game and just lights out. Michael King is an absolute savage, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know what the line is, but I'm assuming it's gonna be Padres minus 150, minus 140. I mean, that's a distinct advantage on the bump, if you ask me, for the Padres. I'm sure that line is out. What is the line?
Yeah, Bueller in his first start. And one of his first starts back this year was at Petco, gave up 3 runs and 3 1/3, 2 homers there. So we'll see if it's a bit of better vengeance for him going back around. Right now, I'm seeing Padres minus 142. How crazy is that? That's a pretty good size favorite over a Dodgers team who's really been the World Series favorites for most of the season.
Yeah, I see minus 148 right now on DK too. Wow. Yeah, it's right where I had it though. I mean, honestly, mentally, that's where I had it. So that's a significant. It might be an over adjustment, but wow, that's heavy. We'll see where I go with that, but I'm leaning Padres obviously for the series.
We'll touch more on that baseball game tomorrow, guys. Make sure you tune back in. We do have some Monday Night Football. I'm sure a lot of the reason you guys are tuning in the first place. Saints at Kansas City. Derek Carr has obviously had his fair share of battles against Patrick Mahomes from his time in the AFC West when he was with Vegas. This Chiefs team keeps finding a way. They just keep finding a way. The injuries with Rice and Pacheco, we talk about it pretty much every week now, but what they did against Baltimore, what they did against Cincinnati, they had the injuries against the Chargers. Didn't matter. They had a late drive against Atlanta. Doesn't matter. I mean, this Chiefs team just keeps finding a way. Scott, you leaning them to find a way again tonight, or any props you're looking at? What you got here for the people?
I mean, it's gonna be a good game, right? I mean, it should be a battle as if the Saints, can put up some points versus that Chiefs defense. I'm gonna play the side. I'm definitely playing the side. I'm playing the total as well. So I'm not gonna do too much of a deep dive there, but I will give you guys a free pick. This is what I see. I see the Saints with a time of possession advantage against Atlanta. They had a 35 minutes time of possession. I think they're going to try to do the same thing. They're going to try to keep the Chiefs offense off the field today. So I'm going to give you Chris Olave over 4.5 receptions. He had 8 receptions in his last game, 10 targets. I see a lot of slants. I see a lot of short passes, wide receiver screens to him. So I think he's going to get a lot of targets tonight. I really think they want to control the time of possession just like they did against the Falcons. And so I see a similar game plan for the Saints. Give me Olave over 4.5 receptions.
Yeah, I like that a lot. We'll see how that ends up playing out there with Derek Carr. I mean, he has not had much success against Kansas City. 3-14 in his career versus the Chiefs, and 1-8 in his trips to Arrowhead. But they're definitely going to have to get aggressive and get the passing game going, and that starts with Olave. So I like that read there. I'm going to be interested to see who makes things happen here on this Chiefs offense. What wide receivers step up? Is it Xavier Worthy necessarily? I do like the rushing yards for Mahomes. Obviously now, no Pacheco and no Rice. I think there's going to be a lot more scramble situations, and we're going to see Mahomes kind of get out and about. The pass rush pretty successful there for New Orleans. We'll see if that pressure gets him leaked out and getting on the move. So I actually like Mahomes rushing yards as a prop tonight. We'll see how that pans out for us there. Should be a good battle. Derek Carr, not much success against Kansas City. We'll see if that changes here tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for them. They're going to have to play a flawless game, the Saints, for the most part. Line's 5.5. What do you think? You think that's about right? You think they priced it correctly?
I think probably more realistically, it's probably about a 4.5 line. A couple of things though, it's Kansas City, so the books will always overinflate for Kansas City because they'll get the public action no matter what. I mean, there's still over 70% of the action going on the Chiefs. And then two, I mean, part of it, I mean, that the jump from 4.5 to 5.5, it really isn't. It's kind of an eye test thing. I mean, 4.5 to 5 to 5.5, it's the least valuable number. We talk about key numbers. Obviously, 3 and 4, very big key numbers, 4.5 as well, just because of the touchdowns and the field goals and the gap between that to land on that. And then everybody knows, 6.5, 7, very key numbers there. So I think that's part of it. I think one, it's an over, they're over, what's the term I'm looking for? Overlaying the price there for Kansas City, one, and then two, because it's the least meaningful number, the least valued number, I think they have an easier time stretching out that number bigger.
Yeah, I'm with you. It's an interesting line, I tell you. Like 4.5 seems more appropriate. 5.5 seems irrelevant, kind of, if you ask me. But it should be a good game. I mean, we've had great games recently on prime time. Another one last night, Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
primetime games have been great. I mean, a lot of great football games this year. So it should be another good game. Could be a backdoor cover opportunity late for the Saints if they're down 10, something like that. We'll see what happens. But I like a side. I like a total in this game. So we'll be pushing hard to, reroute the ship the right way, just as we've been going all season long. A little bump in the road for the NFL. We did have a pretty good Saturday in our game of the weekend, game of the month. On Saturday, Washington Huskies, game of the month.
big.
And Nebraska -6, game of the week. So good Saturday, bumpy Sunday. Only means we're going to have a smooth sailing Monday.
Yeah, last few weeks, guys, a couple of sweeps on Sundays, got swept on Monday, and the last bad Sunday we had, we absolutely dominated the Monday following. So whatever reason, we can't put together a good Sunday Monday. We'll see if that means we are still due for a massive Monday tonight, and then we'll have a good way to start the week and get on going here back in the green for October.
Yeah, we'll see. Lock that in. Lave over 4.5. Like that a lot. I'm going to do a video on it here shortly. We'll post that for everybody on Instagram or all the socials. And let's go, guys. Let's go, Peanut Nations. They can only hold us down a little bit. We're going to get right, and we're going to go. We'll leave you guys some money tonight, and we'll see you guys at the counter.
Yeah, guys, longer videos on Monday, just recapping the crazy Sunday slate. Appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, the link will be in the description if you guys want to sign up for Monday Night Football. And Scott, I'll let you wrap it up.
You know what we do here. Proven winner. One day does not set the tone for us. Let's go, P-Dub Nation.